Welcome to Save Our Children TV. I'm back at it for a brand new video.
You might be tired of it. You about to go live, aren't you? Fucking God, you know it.
And happy Thursday, March the 20th. This is a story that I talked about a while ago. But I wanted to continue talking about this story because it's a terrible thing that happened on so many levels. And so, I'm going to show you right now. So, this is pictures of both of the victims. They're both laid to rest today. So I want to So, suspect in this case, in the Lil Ronnie case, he used his girlfriend's car in a fatal shooting of Fort Worth rapper Lil Ronnie and daughter. That is what the affidavit reveals. So, Fort Hill police revealed one of the suspects in the early March fatal shooting of Fort Worth rapper Lil Ronnie and his 5-year-old daughter used his girlfriend's vehicle to allegedly commit the crime. According to a newly released arrest affidavit, on March 6th, police arrested 24-year-old Dennis Robinson in Livingston, northeast of Houston. A second suspect, 21-year-old Jacoby Russell, turned himself in a day later and was arrested by U.S. Marshals. Both are now facing capital murder charges and the shooting death of 30-year-old Ronnie Sibley and his 5-year-old daughter. On March 3rd, Ferguson police responded to Slappy's car wash at 6500 First Harold Drive at about 10:50 a.m. after hearing gunshots in the area. When officers arrived, Sibley was found on the ground near the car wash, and his daughter was found in the front passenger seat of a Dodge Challenger. Police said emergency crews performed life-saving measures, but both victims died at the scene. According to police, surveillance video showed two suspects arriving at the car wash at 10:48 a.m. exited a vehicle and walked into a Sibley, where he was vacuuming his vehicle. The suspect stopped and fired on both Sibley and the vehicle. Police said Sibley was seen attempting to flee, but was cornered by the suspects and gunned down, police said. Then both suspects, later identified as Robinson and Russell, went back to the vehicle and fled the scene. Police said the suspect vehicle was located at an apartment complex, and surveillance at an apartment complex was captured the moment both suspects parked and exited the car just before 11:10 a.m. the day of the shooting. Police said two men appeared to throw multiple items from the car into the grassy area behind where the car was parked before walking into an apartment at the complex. At about 1:39 p.m., police said a woman arrived at the apartment complex got into the car and drove away. Florida police conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle and identified the driver as 23-year-old Keandra Johnson. When asked how she knew one of the suspects, Robinson said she told us he was her boyfriend. Johnson said Robinson dropped her off at work earlier in the morning so he could borrow her car. She later told a Fraser police detective that Robinson picked her up and wake at about 1 p.m. in an SUV, told her where her vehicle was located, and asked her to pick up it because something had happened, the affidavit revealed. Johnson said that Robinson wouldn't elaborate on the details, but told her she needed to delete all the cell phone communication between them. According to the affidavit, Johnson was also shown Saban's video and still photos from the shooting scene at the car wash and admitted she recognized her boyfriend, Robinson, as one of the suspects because he was wearing the same outfit when he dropped her off at work. At this time, no charges have been brought against Johnson in this case. Police said that Robinson and Russell are being extradited to Tarrant County to face charges. The murders of Lorraine and his young daughter have been recorded as the fourth and fifth homicides in Forest Hill this year. Late last month, a former employee of an auto sales business in Forest Hill was charged with murder following a shooting at a company that resulted in 2 deaths and 1 injury. Days later, a 36-year-old Forest Hill mother was killed by stray bullets in her backyard. Family members said she was by the fire pit when a stray bullet came through the fence and struck her. Um, Person like this shouldn't be on the streets. I'm sorry. Abusing pregnant women, violent, should not be on the streets. I'm going to show you the second suspect. Person like that shouldn't be on the streets. I'm going to play the news video. So the girl that was arrested and the girlfriend that was arrested, she was released from jail. Um, but again, they're both related to arrest today. This is the cause of reckless behavior in the community. Innocent children losing their lives, and suffering behind it. We gotta do better as a community. We gotta put the weapons down. Get get these illegal weapons off our streets. Because majority of the homicides that happens to children, the weapons that are used, majority of the time are stolen weapons. They're not even registered weapons, so they just floating on the streets. This was a preventable case. This is basically the crime scene. So I want to give my condolences again to the family and may Leilani and his daughter Armani best and internal peace, and may justice be served in this case. Moving on to story 2 out of 6. The story is out of Oregon. On KEZI. So the father of the child that was allegedly tortured by a Sun River family speaks in an exclusive interview. Eugene, Oregon is taken ill. A Sun River family has been thrust into the national spotlight after several days on the run from the law for the alleged torture and attempted murder of the boy. The family of 3 was arrested after hiding out along the Oregon coast in February, according to Coast Bay Police. KEZI 911 anchor Chelsea Defin Beecher spoke exclusively with the boy's father and details the child's recovery in a special report. A GoFundMe to help with Braxton's recovery and legal expenses has been set up and can be found here. Here's the news video.
Is KEZI 9 News at 6. A Sun River family has been thrust into the national spotlight for all the wrong reasons. They were on the run from the law for the alleged torture and attempted murder of a little boy. Thanks for joining us. I'm Matt Templeman. We were first to break the story before the family of 3 was captured on the Oregon coast. And tonight, in a special report, KEZI 9 News anchor Chelsea Defenbacher has an exclusive interview with the child's father and an update on the little boy's recovery.
It seems unfathomable. An Oregon woman and her parents accused of beating, poisoning, and even trying to murder the woman's 9-year-old stepson. Detectives and social workers spent nearly a year on the case after Sarah Session found a loophole in child custody laws, asking for a restraining order that kept Braxton Session's father away. Now Braxton's father, Chris Session, is sharing his story for the first time.
I was failed by the system.
Sarah Session appeared in court Tuesday asking a judge to reduce her bail from $1 million to just $50,000 in hopes of joining her parents on the outside as the family waits for a plea hearing next week. Sarah Session is charged with attempted murder, first and second-degree assault, and 16 other crimes. Her mother, Paula Hardenberg, is charged with participating in the abuse, while her father, Gary Hardenberg, is charged with neglect, allegedly witnessing the abuse but doing nothing to stop it. Sarah's estranged husband, Chris, now lives in Arizona. He was hoping Sarah would stay in jail. His fear is still present, not just for Braxton, but for Sarah and Chris's other 2 children as well.
He was robbed, like all of my children were robbed of their childhood. They had to experience things that no child should ever have to go through.
Chris met Sarah in 2017 when he had full custody of his then 3-year-old son, Braxton. The child's mother wasn't in the picture. So when they married in 2018, Sarah made vows not just to Chris, but to Braxton too.
She actually said vows to Braxton, who was the one that was subjected to all the abuse, stating that she would never hurt him, would always care for him, always love him, all of these things, in front of God and 120 attendees at our wedding.
The couple had 2 children in the years that followed, but then marriage troubles began.
She spread a lot of rumors about me through false accusations of domestic violence, which never occurred. Was did everything in her power to try to sway the system to be in her favor. And unfortunately, in the state of the state of Oregon, it's a mother state, so it goes mother's way most of the time. You can throw allegations, and then the court overlooks what dad has to say.
And although Braxton didn't belong to Sarah, she never formally adopted him. Chris was still prevented from seeing his son.
Went and called the sheriff's department and tried to have Braxton pulled from the home. I had my custody paperwork from California, where we had moved up from in 2020, stating that I was the sole custodial parent to Braxton. When I gave that to the sheriff's deputy, he told me that they are not in the business of pulling children from stable homes.
I reached out to the Deschutes County Sheriff, but haven't heard back. The Hardenbergs also did not respond to requests for comment. So Sarah, a teacher, kept Braxton while his father Chris was barred from contacting her or coming near the home. What he didn't know was in the following months, Sarah pulled Braxton out of school.
My thoughts on this particular story is that this woman, the artist to this child, and yet trying to lower her bail, get out of jail, and to this child was taking advantage of his family. Disturbing that now you were cracked to the courts for a lower bail amount, but it wasn't an issue when you committed these crimes against your child, against your flesh and blood. And I think it's sick that now you would want bail. I say keep her bail at $1 million. Let her sit in jail. She don't deserve to be out of jail. She could have killed this child, and she's a danger to society and children around her. The child with some prayers. Stand by this. page 6, and it says, Sean Diddy Combs didn't know Kanye West recorded call feels like collateral damage and Kim Kardashian drama. Sean Diddy Combs was unaware that his jail phone call with Kanye West was being recorded and would be publicly released. Puff didn't know it was being recorded on video. Sources exactly told Post, adding that the Bad Boy Records founder thought he was having a friend call him to check on his kids. Then said further explained that Combs feels like collateral damage and the debacle over Yee's new song, which Kim Kardashian was against being released as it featured her oldest daughter with West North. Okay. I talked about this story first broke a couple days ago. It might have been the day before yesterday or so. And to me, I'm not a fan of the Kardashians. And Sean Diddy Combs, he knew that his phone call was being recorded. And he gave the approval for the daughter to be on the record, the music. You know, I just, you know, when celebrities become defiant and unethical, then they start to play this victim mentality. Oh, I didn't know this was being recorded. You're in jail. How you not know a jail card? How you not know it's being recorded? All jail calls are monitored and recorded, so you knew it was being recorded. Knowing what you're fighting right now, I don't think you should have agreed for Kanye West daughter to be on your song. And again, I just think that both Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, in my opinion, I think they're both playing with these children minds. And you know, the industry, and I said it before, the industry is getting weirder and weirder. And I think that, you know, you gotta, you know, who would think for a child to be on a song with an accused predator? You know, it's weird, but this is what the industry do. It was a bad decision. Um, you know, and I'm assuming Kim Kardashian's getting full custody. Um, you know, and to me, all those kids needs to be removed from Kim and Kanye because they're clearly being used in a wrong way. They're being put on music labels that's probably not appropriate and or suitable for them to be on. And I think they both played a part in being negligent. And because first of all, you know, personally, knowing Kanye West's background and what he does, why would you send your child to him unmonitored, knowing what he likes to do? You should have, you know, maybe still got with the monetary physics or something. Um, I just think that it's weird. And then Kanye basically was coming after, I guess, Beyonce or whatever, and Tina Knowles dropped the video. Um, right now, I don't think Kanye should be trying to come after someone when you're in a legal battle. When you're fighting a very serious legal allegation. Um, it's not a time to pick fights and beef with other celebrities, because you're right in hot water with that, with the things that you've done, which was negligent on your part as a parent. Because you have a duty to protect your child, and you didn't do so. You allowed your child to do a feature with a known accused pedo, and he's an accused pedo, and that's it's weird how you think this was normal behavior. Um, it's not normal at all. It's weird. So, next story, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Texas babysitter. On WSYX, this woman, a babysitter is allegedly tried to baptize. So she tried to baptize a child in her care, and she ended up killing her. So Spring, Texas is taken ill. WKRC is the news article, and the babysitter was arrested after she allegedly drowned a young girl in her care while attempting to baptize her and her siblings. According to a probable cause affidavit, 39-year-old Nakia Martin called 911 in September of 2023 after she found a young girl who was in her care dead in her bed with foam coming from her mouth. The child was one of multiple that Martin was looking after, all of whom belonged to Martin's cousin prior to the affidavit. When officers first arrived at the scene, Martin claimed that she had bathed with the children the night before the child's death, but could not recall details about when she took the bath prior to the document. Martin said she fell asleep while in the bath and was holding the child, the affidavit said. While being questioned, Martin told police that she didn't mean to kill this baby and added, "I killed a kid." When officers talked to the mother and the children themselves, they began to unravel a different story. According to the affidavit, the children said something happened to Deborah and that Martin put blessing oil on the children. The mother told police that she called Martin on FaceTime during the night of the incident and saw her in the bath with her children. The mother expressed concern about the defendant's behavior, saying she had been acting strangely and ranting about God. The affidavit said the mother also mentioned the defendant had told her children that God would show them something. The children eventually told the mother that Martin had hurt the children by trying to baptize them in the bath, especially saying the defendant held the complainant underwater in a jacuzzi tub. She said it caused the complainant to bleed. The child said the defendant tried to drown her as well, and she had difficulty breathing. Martin was arrested in December of 2024 after a long investigation and was charged with capital murder of a child under 10 years old. And I agree. This woman is evil, wicked, and to the mother, if you know this woman, your cousin was going through issues, you made a poor decision to leave your children with this woman. This woman clearly had bad intentions, and it resulted in the death of your daughter. And we gotta make better decisions. Um, we gotta make better decisions when it comes to our children. We gotta know who's around our children. We gotta know what we're dealing with. So we couldn't tell she was abusive just by looking at it. So a simple background check would have prevented this all. You ain't do any of that. You assumed the risk when you allowed this woman to watch your child. Ultimately, she might end up getting death penalty if she's still convicted of capital murder, or life in prison without the possibility of parole. And then, but either way, she needs to spend life in prison, whether it's life without or death penalty, because this woman is evil as it comes. On WFLA, this was literally 2 hours ago, 4 hours ago. Winter Haven, Florida was taking an L. A boy was found dead at a lake in Polk County Thursday afternoon. The Polk County Sheriff's Office first reported the boy's disappearance shortly before 3 p.m. According to the sheriff's Grady Judd, Noah Gomez, 12, was out on Lake Ward with his father, his 9-year-old brother Javier Gomez, and his 10-year-old cousin Gael Vasquez for a family fishing trip. Quote, what do good dads do? They spend time with their children, Judd said. The sheriff said the family was in the middle of Lake Ward to let the boys jump in and swim, but the conditions were dangerous. The water was rough, the winds are gusting today at 30 miles an hour, and immediately the kids had difficulty swimming, Judd said. The boy's father tried to get the children back into the boat for safety, but before he could pull Noah back in, the child began drifting further away. He jumped in the water, but Noah on his back and was doing his best to swim back to the boat. Judd said Noah slipped off his dad's back into the water into about 18, 19 feet of water. One of the other children called 911. A first responder tried their best to find Noah, but it was too late. The boy already drowned. Our hearts break because dad was doing what dad should do, spending time with their children. And he was doing that because good dads do that. Judd said, fortunately, as a result of today, his son John. It took about 2 hours for marine units to find Noah's body. According to the sheriff's office, the family was from Polk County. So the boy drowned when he went with his family on a boat fishing, and he fell into the water. Family, his father, got him on his back. They swam to the shore. He fell back off and he drowned. The investigation continues. You know this. You know this looked like it could be a tragic accident. You know, but you know, thoughts and prayers go out to the family. Just devastating that this happened. And I say, if there is current in the water, do not go out there fishing, swimming, boating, kayaking, none of that, because it is dangerous. You could drown, and it will be hard to come back to the shore. So just be careful if you fishing, swimming, any of that in dangerous weather. Just be careful. Leave the water. Don't stay in the water when it's current. It could be dangerous. But it's a devastating tragedy. All right. I got one more story.
You still vlogging? Mm.
On WCAX, this is the mother. Got this straight from AFC. Talked about it, but she gets a major ill. This story is coming out of South Bend, Indiana. South Bend, Indiana's taking a big ill. A mother has been sentenced for running over her 8-year-old daughter while playing, quote, game with her. A mother who was convicted of running over her 8-year-old daughter at an apartment complex in Indiana last August was served 4 years in jail. The incident happened on August 29th, 2024 at Cedar Glen Apartments in South Bend. Police said the victim's 6-year-old sibling told investigators it was part of a game with the mother, 27-year-old Jasmine White, who only plays where she races kids to the car, locks the doors, and acts as she thought she was going to leave them behind. The 6-year-old said White was driving faster than normal this time around before the 8-year-old was run over while holding onto the door handle. She ended up in critical condition. While initially pled not guilty to her charges, but she later reached a plea deal in January. Wright will serve 4 years at St. Joseph County Jail with work release and probation for 2 years after being let out. Um,
Thank you for joining us for 16 News Now at noon. I'm Caroline Clapp. We're starting off today with an update on that mother convicted of running over her 8-year-old daughter. This happened last August. We've now learned Jasmine White will spend 4 years at the St. Joseph County Jail. She originally pleaded not guilty, but reached a plea deal earlier this year. Police say a 6-year-old sibling of the victim told investigators this was part of a game White routinely plays, where she races kids to the car, locks the doors, and acts as though she is going to leave them behind. The 6-year-old said White was driving faster than normal this time around before the 8-year-old got run over while holding on to the door handle. She ended up in critical condition. Again, White will serve 4 years at the St. Joseph County Jail with work release and probation for 2 years after that.
my opinion, she should have got hit with aggravated battery. I'm at intentional battery, which means that if he's convicted, he should have got more than 4 years. Because what the hell is 4 years going to do? Seriously. 4 years for being reckless as a mother, driving your vehicle with a child hanging on the side of the vehicle, running over your child deliberately, then getting a plea deal and spending up to 4 years in prison. Well, technically county jail. Honestly, she should have got more than 4 years behind bars. You know, because that roles would have been reversed, and you know, the father, committed this crime. A black father committed this crime against his daughter. Do you think there would have been any plea deals? Absolutely not. He would have went upstate. He would have got damn 15, 20 years. But the fact that she only receiving a plea for it is absurd. In Indiana, yeah, I failed the community. Secondly, firstly, I feel the victim because this is not justice. This is not justice. You may think it's justice, but it's not justice. I don't care what plea she took. Still, I would give her enough time to think about her actions. Even 7 to 15, she needs to sit behind bars and think about her actions. 4 years is too light. That's why we continue seeing crimes against children taking part in places because adults are not held accountable. They're let back on the streets to commit and reoffend because they're not doing enough time behind bars. But this is a lesson learned. You have a lot of reckless parents, mothers and fathers, and this needs to be punished. This was absolutely preventable. Like, comment, subscribe, share, turn post notifications on so you'll be notified every single time I drop a brand new video. Hit that subscribe button. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. And of course, nothing. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.